Do you ever feel like your focus is slipping away, stolen by endless distractions, notifications, and that nagging urge to check just one more thing? Let's be honest. It's not just you. It's all of us, caught in a whirlwind of noise that's making it harder than ever to stay present and productive. But what if I told you there's a way out? A way to reclaim your attention, sharpen your mind, and finally feel in control of your time. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 simple yet powerful practices to supercharge your focus, practices so effective they might just surprise you. And here's the kicker. These aren't your run-of-the-mill tips like turn off your phone or make a to-do list. No, we're diving deeper into strategies that challenge the way you think about focus altogether. So if you're tired of feeling scattered and ready to unlock a sharper, more productive version of yourself, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to cut through the chaos and master your attention like never before. Let's get started. Number 1. The digital diet. What if I told you that your phone is sabotaging your focus, not because you're weak or undisciplined, but because it's designed to? Yes, those endless notifications and perfectly curated feeds are crafted by some of the smartest minds in the world, all to keep you hooked. And here's the kicker. They're doing a fantastic job. Now you might be thinking, okay, so what? Everyone's on their phone. It's not that big of a deal. But trust me, it is. What if I told you there's a simple, slightly radical way to take back control? We've all been there. You sit down to work on something important, only to quickly check Instagram, TikTok, or your emails, and suddenly it's 45 minutes later. You feel annoyed, maybe even guilty for wasting time, but then you do it again and again. Sound familiar? It's not your fault. Your brain craves the instant dopamine hit these apps provide, and fighting that pull is like trying to resist a plate of cookies after fasting all day. So, let's stop beating ourselves up and start taking action with something I like to call the digital diet. Here's the idea. For 1 week, delete every single social media app from your phone. Yes, I said it, every single one. No just Instagram exceptions. No, but I need Facebook for work excuses. The goal here isn't just to reclaim your time, it's to reset your brain. Think of it like a detox for your mind. You see, when you strip away those constant distractions, your brain stops expecting that next hit of dopamine. It gets quieter, calmer, and suddenly you find yourself able to focus again. Trust me, I know this sounds extreme. But what about staying connected? Won't I miss out on everything? Hear me out. Most of what you'll miss is fluff you won't even remember a week later. Let me tell you how I discovered this for myself. A few months ago, I was overwhelmed. Work deadlines piling up, family commitments, and yet I was losing hours scrolling through my phone. So I decided to try the digital diet. On day 1, it felt weird. I kept instinctively reaching for my phone, only to find it barren. By day 3, something shifted. I started filling that time with better things, reading, journaling, even just staring out the window. And by the end of the week, I was shocked at how much I'd accomplished and how little I missed the endless scroll. This isn't just about productivity, it's about reclaiming your peace. It's about giving your brain the space to breathe, to think, to create. You'll feel lighter, more in control, and dare I say, happier. Yes, there will be moments of FOMO, fear of missing out, but those moments fade fast when you realize how much you're gaining, your time, your focus, your sense of self. So, here's the challenge. Try it. Just 1 week. You don't have to announce it, justify it, or make a big deal about it. Just quietly step back from the noise. Trust me, when you see what's waiting on the other side, your space, your clarity, your power, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Number 2, the early bird brain hack. Here's a question for you. What if the secret to transforming your productivity wasn't about working harder or longer, but simply waking up earlier? Before you roll your eyes, hear me out. I'm not just talking about becoming a morning person or joining the 5 a.m. club because it's trendy. No, this is something deeper, something I like to call the early bird brain hack. It's not about sacrificing sleep or guzzling coffee at the crack of dawn. It's about reclaiming the quietest, most focused hours of the day and using them to unlock a version of yourself you didn't know existed. We've all been there, right? You wake up just in time to rush through your morning routine, already feeling behind on the day. By the time you sit down to work, your brain is juggling a million distractions, emails, notifications, and that never-ending to-do list. It's exhausting. You tell yourself, I'll focus later, but later gets eaten up by more distractions and fatigue. Sound familiar? It's not your fault. The world is noisy, and most of us are just trying to keep up. But what if you could carve out a few hours of pure, uninterrupted calm before the chaos begins? Here's the hack. Set your alarm 2 hours earlier than usual. Yes, I know it sounds brutal at first, but stick with me. Those early hours are like a hidden treasure chest for your brain. There's no noise, no emails, no texts, just you and your thoughts. Your mind is sharper, less cluttered, and frankly, more creative. Why? Because your brain operates differently when it's fresh. It's not bogged down by decision fatigue or overstimulation. It's like having a clean slate every morning, and you get to decide how to fill it. Let me tell you how this changed everything for me. A few months ago, I was drowning in work. My days felt chaotic, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get ahead. One night, on a whim, I set my alarm for 5 a.m. That first morning was rough, I won't lie. But once I sat down at my desk, something magical happened. Without the usual distractions, I dove into my most challenging task. By the time the rest of the world woke up, I had already accomplished more than I usually did in half a day. The sense of clarity and control was addictive, and I've been an early bird ever since. This isn't just about productivity. It's about starting your day on your terms. It's about finding a sense of calm before the world starts demanding things from you. And no, you don't have to do it perfectly. You might hit snooze the first few mornings. That's okay. The point is to give yourself the gift of time. Time to think, time to create, time to breathe. So, here's my challenge to you. Try it for 1 week. Set your alarm 2 hours earlier and dedicate that time to something that matters to you, whether it's writing, planning, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of coffee. Yes, it'll feel strange at first, but trust me, the results will speak for themselves. This isn't just about waking up early, it's about waking up to your potential, your time, your focus, your power. It all starts with the early bird brain hack. Number 3, the dopamine fast. Imagine if the secret to feeling happier, more focused, and less overwhelmed wasn't about doing more but actually doing less. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But hear me out. We live in a world where every ping, like, and scroll is designed to give our brain a little hit of dopamine, the same chemical that lights up when you eat your favorite dessert or win a prize. It feels great in the moment, but here's the catch. Too much dopamine can leave you feeling drained, unfocused, and stuck in a loop of constant craving. That's where something a little unconventional comes in, the dopamine fast. You know the feeling. You sit down to relax after a long day, thinking you'll spend just 5 minutes scrolling through Instagram or binging a few TikToks. Before you know it, hours have vanished, and instead of feeling refreshed, you feel empty. It's not that you're lazy or undisciplined. Your brain is just wired to chase those quick dopamine hits, and the more it gets, the more it craves. We've all been there. The overstimulation, the endless distractions, the nagging sense that you're never fully present. It's exhausting. But what if you could break that cycle? The idea behind the dopamine fast is simple but powerful. Take one day, just one, and strip away all the artificial dopamine triggers. No social media, no junk food, no binge watching. Instead, spend that time on activities that are slower, quieter, and more meaningful. Journaling, reading, taking a walk, sitting with your thoughts. I know it sounds extreme. A whole day without my phone. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. And yes, it'll feel weird at first, like your brain is searching for its usual fixes and coming up empty. But that's the point. You're giving your mind a chance to reset, to stop chasing, and to start appreciating the little things again. Let me share a personal story. A few months ago, I hit a breaking point. I was juggling work, family, and 100 little distractions, and I felt like I was running on empty. One Sunday, I decided to try the dopamine fast. No phone, no TV, no sugar, just me, a notebook, and the world outside. The first few hours were rough. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit, only to remember it was off. But then, something shifted. I noticed how calm the day felt, how I was suddenly present in a way I hadn't been in years. I wrote pages in my journal, went for a long walk, and even just sat and watched the clouds. By the end of the day, I felt lighter, clearer, and more alive. This isn't about deprivation. It's about resetting. It's about giving your brain a break from the noise so it can find its natural rhythm again. You'll notice things you've been too distracted to see, like how peaceful silence can be, or how fulfilling it feels to finish a book instead of scrolling aimlessly. And the best part, when you return to your usual activities, they'll feel fresh and exciting again, instead of just more of the same. So here's my challenge. Try a dopamine fast for just one day. No need to make a big announcement or turn it into a spectacle. Just quietly step away from the noise and give yourself the gift of stillness. Trust me, it's not about what you're giving up. It's about what you're gaining. Your clarity, your focus, your sense of peace. This is your chance to take back control. One day, one reset, one step closer to living a life that feels truly yours. Number 4, the silence sprint. What if I told you that the fastest way to clear your mind, boost your creativity, and make better decisions wasn't some productivity app, life hack, or motivational quote, but pure, uninterrupted silence? Sounds simple, almost too simple, right? But stay with me on this, because the silence sprint might just be the reset button your mind desperately needs. Think about it. When was the last time you truly sat in silence? No music playing in the background, no phone buzzing with notifications, no half listening to a podcast while pretending to focus on something else. Just silence. It's almost uncomfortable to think about, isn't it? We've all grown so used to the constant noise around us that the idea of turning it all off feels foreign, maybe even unsettling. But here's the thing. Silence isn't empty. It's actually full of potential. Now, you might be thinking, why would I need silence? I've got too much to do. I get it. We live in a world that equates being busy with being successful. But here's the truth. Constant noise and distractions can make us less productive, not more. You know that foggy feeling when your thoughts are jumbled and you're struggling to focus? That's your brain begging for a break, and silence is the reset it craves. Here's how the silence sprint works. Dedicate 30 minutes a day, just 30 minutes, to absolute silence. No talking, no devices, no distractions. It could be in the morning when the world is still waking up, during a walk in nature, or even just sitting in your favorite chair. At first, it'll feel strange. Your mind will race, filling the void with to-do lists or random thoughts. But that's part of the process. Gradually, Your thoughts will settle like a snow globe after you stop shaking it. Let me tell you about the first time I tried it. It was a Saturday afternoon and I'd been overwhelmed all week. Deadlines piling up, phone ringing off the hook, a constant barrage of emails. I decided to step outside and sit under a tree, committing to 30 minutes of silence. At first, my brain was all over the place. Did I forget to reply to that email? What should I cook for dinner? Should I be doing something useful instead? But then, something magical happened. The noise in my head started to fade, and I noticed the rustling of leaves, the warmth of the sun on my face, the simple rhythm of my breath. By the time I stood up, I felt calmer, more grounded, and ready to tackle whatever came next. The power of the silent sprint isn't just about quieting the noise around you, it's about rediscovering the clarity within you. Silence gives your brain space to wander, to process, to connect dots you didn't even know existed. It's where creativity blooms, where solutions to problems suddenly appear, and where you remember what truly matters. This isn't about retreating from the world forever. It's about stepping back for just a moment each day to recalibrate. Think of it like a mental detox, a way to cleanse your mind of the clutter and chaos that build up over time. And the best part? It doesn't cost a thing. No fancy gadgets, no memberships, just you and the quiet. So here's my challenge to you. Try the silent sprint for 1 week, just 30 minutes a day. Let your mind settle, your thoughts flow, and your creativity take the wheel. You'll be amazed at how much more focused, energized, and present you'll feel. This isn't about doing more, it's about being more. Your clarity, your creativity, your peace, they're waiting for you in the silence. Number 5, chaos to calm, the messy workspace. Reboot. Here's a bold question to kick things off. How much time do you waste every day just looking for stuff in your workspace? Your pen, your notes, that one charger that always seems to disappear, sound familiar? Now imagine this. What if I told you the mess on your desk isn't just a clutter problem, it's a mindset problem? That chaos around you might be the very thing holding you back from clear thinking, creativity, and yes, productivity. Trust me, I've been there. You know the scene. You sit down to work, ready to tackle the day, only to realize your desk looks like a tornado hit it. Papers piled up, yesterday's coffee mug taking up valuable real estate, and let's not even talk about the tangled mess of cords. You tell yourself it's fine, that you thrive in organized chaos, but deep down, you know it's not true. That nagging feeling of overwhelm, that's your brain struggling to function in the clutter. And we've all been there, haven't we? Here's the game changer. Instead of viewing your workspace as just a place to dump your stuff, think of it as a mental reboot zone. And here's where the twist comes in. This isn't about Marie Kondoing your desk or turning into a minimalist overnight. It's about creating a space that works for you. A workspace that doesn't drain you, but fuels you. Sounds intriguing, right? The messy workspace reboot is simple but effective. Step 1. Clear your desk completely. Yes, everything. Take it all off. This might feel extreme, but hear me out. By starting with a blank slate, you're not just resetting your desk, you're resetting your mind. Step 2. Put back only what you need for the task at hand, not what you might need or what looks cool, just the essentials. Step 3. Designate a specific place for everything else. And here's the trick. Make it ridiculously easy to put things back. No fancy storage systems, no overthinking. Let me share how this worked for me. A few months ago, my desk was an absolute war zone. I'd convinced myself I was too busy to clean it, and the mess kept growing. One day, after spending 20 minutes looking for a sticky note, I snapped. I cleared everything off my desk in frustration. It was oddly satisfying. As I put things back, I realized how much of the clutter was stuff I didn't even use anymore. By the time I was done, my desk felt lighter, and so did I. That afternoon, I finished 3 tasks I'd been procrastinating on for weeks. Coincidence? I don't think so. This isn't just about aesthetics. A tidy workspace can lower stress, boost focus, and even spark creativity. When your physical space is in order, your mental space follows suit. It's like a domino effect, turning chaos into calm, one small step at a time. And here's the empowering part. Reclaiming your workspace is about more than just cleaning up. It's about valuing yourself and your work enough to create an environment that supports you. It's about saying, I deserve clarity, focus, and peace. So the next time you find yourself drowning in desk clutter, remember this: the chaos isn't permanent. With a little effort and a fresh perspective, you can reboot your workspace and your mindset. Take this as your sign to start today. Clear that desk, reclaim your calm, and watch how everything else starts to fall into place. Because when your workspace is in harmony, your mind can be too. And that, my friend, is where the magic happens. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video gave you a fresh perspective and some practical tools to improve your focus. If you found value in these practices, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel and reach more people who might need this message. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and strategies like these. We've got so much more to explore together. If you know someone who struggles with staying focused, share this video with them. It might just be the game changer they need. And I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts, experiences, or even your own tips for improving focus. Let's build a community where we can learn from and support each other. Remember, your focus is your power. Every small step you take toward mastering it is a step toward a sharper, more empowered version of yourself. Stay focused, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep moving forward. You've got this.